Today we'll be discussing a new chapter, that is a magnetism and magnetic materials. So in this chapter, some of the topics you have already got previously, like about the properties of the magnetic field. We have got about the bar magnet. Some of new topics we'll be discussing there, as I've already told in the last class, that we'll be discussing some of the magnetic materials in this chapter. But before going to that part, we'll be going through the first part, that is the bar magnet. Now, what is a bar magnet? Okay, so we'll be discussing about the bar magnet and some related properties with it. And these are some general properties. Okay, before going to the bar magnet part, I want to tell you that the magnet can be divided into two parts. One is your natural magnet and the other one is your artificial magnet. Now, what is a natural magnet and what is an artificial magnet? Natural magnet, which is found naturally, like if you consider when you see a speaker and you open the backside of a speaker, you'll be seeing that there is a black color magnet, it is present there. Okay, that black color present magnet is called as a natural magnet. This is called as a black stone, or it is also called as a magnetite. Then there is a lodestone, lead stone, many names are there related with it. Okay, so that is a natural magnet. And if you consider artificial magnet, anything that is created artificially, like suppose if you consider bar magnet, the bar magnet is an artificial magnet. Then we have the electromagnet, that is also an artificial magnet. Anything that is man-made, that is an artificial magnet. So this bar magnet that we are going to discuss is nothing but an artificial magnet. So the bar magnet is nothing but a rectangular piece of rod having a south pole and a north pole. That everyone knows that one pole is north, the other pole is written as a south. Then if I go to the specific some of the properties related with the bar magnet, the first part I can consider that it always consists in pairs. Okay, it always consists in pairs. Now what does a pair formation means? Like suppose we have a magnet. Suppose this is your bar magnet. One pole is north and the other pole is south. If by some means I have cut this magnet into two pieces. Okay, if I cut the magnet into two pieces here, then what will happen to the magnet? Remember that magnetic monopole never exists. That means a magnet cannot have a single pole, like a north pole single or a south pole single. It will be always having a dipole. So if you cut this into two pieces, so this will be divided into north and south. Make it into smaller. How many smaller pieces you make it, it will always remain in the form of pairs. This is first property. Second property is that we can consider as a pair property of attraction. Now what does the property of attraction means? Property of attraction, everyone knows that the like charges repel each other and the opposite charges attract each other. Then if I consider a magnet here, the like poles repel each other and the unlike poles attract each other. Like poles repels, then the unlike poles it attracts. This is the second property. Then if I go to the third property, that is a property of induction. Property of induction. Now what does the property of induction means now? Property of induction means, induction, as you have already discussed in the first chapter, induction means any characteristic or any property that is created without touching, that is called as a induction. So this property of induction, like suppose we have a magnet, suppose this is a bar magnet. If I keep a magnetic material, like suppose if I keep a iron nail nearby it for some days or for some time in the vicinity, then what happened? That magnetic material, like the iron nail, it will exhibit the property of the magnet. Then that also will be behaving as a small magnet. So that is called as a property of induction. Then if I consider to the fourth property, Fourth property is like, the fourth property goes like this. That is a property of attraction. Now what does the property of attraction stands for? Property of attraction stands for, like, suppose if you consider a magnet, the bar magnet. Okay, if you consider a bar magnet, if you see the magnetic field lines on a bar magnet, the field lines are more nearby the poles. The density of the lines you will be considering here at the poles, it will be more with respect to the other part of the magnet. Why? The density of line represents that the strength of the magnetic field is more at that region. That means इस region पे उसका magnetic field का strength ज़्यादा है, यहाँ पे और यहाँ पे, ठीक है? So we can consider that the pole strength is more nearby the poles. Okay, so we can consider magnetic field strength as more nearby the poles, that is the North Pole and the South Pole. That is your property of attraction. Then come the fifth one, that is repulsion is the surest test of magnetism, or magnet you can consider. Now what does this statement means? This is an important statement. Repulsion is a surest test of magnet. Like suppose if you consider we have a magnet, this is a magnet. If I put one more magnet here, North Pole, South Pole, suppose this is South Pole, North Pole. And if I put an iron nail also here, suppose this is an iron nail, I put it here, this is your iron nail, and this is your magnet. If I put this magnet nearby to this magnet, then what will happen? This North Pole will be getting attracted towards the South Pole. Same way, if I put the iron nail nearby to this magnet, then what will happen? The iron nail will be attracted towards the magnet. Is it clear? Like suppose, if I don't know what is the polarity of this. What is the polarity of this? I don't know. If I put a magnet, suppose if it is getting attracted, then we come to know that pole will be a North Pole. But if you put an iron nail, then it does not have any polarity. You can put it anywhere, it will be always attracting towards the poles, more toward the poles. Now suppose if I reverse, suppose if I reverse this, reverse the direction of the magnet, then we come to know that if I put this that is this bar magnet nearby to this magnet, we'll be seeing that both the magnets will be repelling each other. Previously we have already known to it that this is a North Pole and this is a South Pole. If I reverse it, then what will happen? Both the magnets will repel each other, but if you place an iron nail here, it will never repel. It will always be attracted towards the magnet. तो इसी से हम लोग conclude कर सकते हैं कि जो attraction से हम लोग कोई भी polarity को हम लोग discuss नहीं कर सकते कि किसका क्या polarity है, वो हम लोग directly conclude नहीं कर सकते. अगर conclude करना है तो जो repulsive property है, that is the main test of magnetism. Clear? So this is how it is. The example. Suppose if a question asks what is the repulsion is the surest test of the magnet, you have to write in this way. When we put an iron nail, or a magnet nearby to another magnet, we see that if the poles of the magnet, that is one magnet and the second magnet, if it gets attracted towards each other, then we come to know that the other one is having a opposite polarity. That's why it is getting attracted. But if I put an iron nail nearby to the magnet, it will attract. In the second condition, if I reverse the direction of the magnet, then what will happen? Both the magnet will be repelling each other, but if you put the iron nail nearby to the magnet, it will always attract. So we can conclude that the repulsion is the surest test of magnetism. Because of it only we can determine which one is having what polarity. So that is repulsion is the surest test of magnetism. So you can write this in your own words. This is an important topic related to the magnet. Some 1 marks question or 2 marks question comes from this. Okay, so in the next class we'll be discussing some more topics related with this chapter, that is a magnetism and the magnetic materials. So this much for today. Thank you.